welcome back. So if you have a young person in your life, either at work or at home, and I do mean young, like born after the year 2000, you probably hear a lot of words used that sound like words you know, and some topics brought up that you think you understand, but the more that you hear them talked about, you realize you really don't. So to translate it all and give us some perspective into the youth, we have our segment we like to call For Young.
I weep for the future. Weep.
All right, Lily, welcome back.
Hi, besties. Nice to be back.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you started that way because everyone at my school is calling me bestie. And I was like, do you guys like me too much? Like, I was like, this is getting too personal.
No, bestie is an everyday term.
So
Okay.
our new listeners might not know who you are, and they haven't learned from your wisdom, but they will, because now it's time.
They will.
So I've got questions, and I want to understand some things about your people. So
Yeah.
you think you can help us out?
I can definitely help you out. I'm basically an expert.
Okay, sounds good. So for probably 2 years now, I've been hearing this word, camp. And it's used in such a weirdly specific way that I can't even really pin it down just on context. I've heard clothes described as camp. I've heard movies described as camp.
Yeah.
I've heard experiences described as camp.
Yes.
So what the heck does this word mean?
The beauty of camp is that anything can be camp. Anything is camp if you set your mind to it. Okay, camp is like, people are going to give you different definitions. My favorite one, and it might be slightly wrong, but it's fine. It's so bad it's good. I
Okay.
think that's the most like universally accepted. So like camp, I feel like it was like a thing before, but I think my generation like started hearing about it because the Met Gala had a camp theme and everyone was like, none of these outfits were camp. Like this was a terrible job at doing
Okay.
camp.
Okay.
But then, since then, it's like anything can be camp. So when I say like this movie is camp,
Yeah.
it's like I know it's not like good, but because I know it's not good and it's like kind of absurd, it's good. Like
Okay. So I'd always heard the word campy talked about like our parents' generation and stuff like that.
Like cheesy?
Yeah, like cheesy, campy.
Yeah, I
but
know
you
it's
guys
like-
use it. So this is the weird thing to me about you guys is that you say it like with pride. We would not wear something that was considered campy, but you guys are like proud with it. Oh yeah, you like
Yeah.
not with shame,
Yeah.
kind of with pride and being like, "Oh yeah, we're both in on this thing that I'm doing now." So what the heck is that?
so it's like I'm trying to think of like a campy piece of clothing I have because I know I don't know if you remember my like silver kind of leather jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I think is campy.
So
Because it's just like you don't wear that every day. It's like it's like a specific occasion sort of thing, but it's like it's not cute. Like
so then why wear it if
because
it's
it's camp. Like
So it sounds like you can make almost anything acceptable just by calling it camp.
yeah, but some things aren't acceptable.
Yeah, what is the line that's too far where you're like, yo, this isn't even camp, this is just trash?
That is like kind of up to the individual, I would think. But if we want to talk like movies, like some movies can be bad and campy, like Pride and Prejudice Zombies or whatever.
Okay.
But some are just bad, like The Room.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't call that camp because it's just terrible.
yeah, there's no way to turn
But
that around.
things that are like intentionally absurd, like, oh, there's a Hunger Games parody called The Starving Games. That is campy
Okay.
because it's like, it's making fun of it. And it's
Yeah.
intentionally
It's
doing
aware.
so. Like, no, anything that's camp has to be like aware of its kind of campiness
Yeah.
and absurdity.
It's almost a self-aware kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it makes me think about like the ironic t-shirt was a big thing for our generation, I think, where you would wear a shirt and it says something stupid on it. And everyone's like, I can't believe you're wearing that shirt. And you're like, yeah, it's like an ironic t-shirt. Like, haha, we're like all in on this. But it was like low key. You guys are like real big with it. Like, oh, hey, everyone, check out my camp. It's like,
You
did
don't
I
say
just,
that.
I
You don't
used
say
that
that.
wrong.
No.
There we go. See, I don't understand. I'm off.
My camp.
Check
Hey
out my camp.
guys, check out my camp.
Super uncool. Apologize to the young people. Okay, I think I
That's
understand.
upsetting.
I think think I understand this now. Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
That's really
All right,
funny.
and then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, promposals.
I love the promposal.
So our generation, that was not a thing. If it was
No.
just, if you're going to prom, the big thing was just to ask. That was
Yeah.
enough. That was
Yeah.
scary enough. That was the big deal. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't believe you asked so-and-so to prom. Whoa, big props.
But, like,
because
there
that's
was-
not an easy thing to do.
Like there was nothing else, like no like loudspeaker announcement, no like
No.
sign.
No, you go to prom.
That was it.
That's your reward.
Why?
you asked them
That's
on
so
the
boring.
side by
But it-
themselves.
It's also because, I mean, we didn't have social media. There's no way to show anybody it. Unless you
Yeah.
witnessed it in,
True.
you know, the moment. This was just a story that you heard from somebody.
I
Oh.
mean, yeah, I think the prominence of like the promposal definitely like rose with social media because now it's like, especially my generation, we grew up with it. We grew up having this thing where it's like you're seeing like these pictures of everyone's lives. So we've all become, I think, a little exhibitionist.
Yeah.
So part of the whole like promposal thing and the extravagance of it is like you want people to see it. Like I was at a basketball game and they did like a promposal there, and she came out in front of like everyone who was there,
No.
and like he proposed to her, and she was like walking. All of his teammates were like lined up, and they were like handing her flowers as she walked through like the aisle, and then he like had a sign at the end was like prom.
This is
Okay.
like more extravagant than people's engagement.
But it's like it's cute. Like I don't know, it's kind of nice like because it shows that like boys of our generation like still kind of care like you.
That's cute.
So it's like, yeah, this is, you feel like special, I feel like. So it's like, that's why I really wanted a promposal because I'm like,
Yeah, what was yours? Because you got prom in a week, right?
yeah.
So what did our boy Nick do?
Nick he made a binder and it was like he said it was like a business proposal, and he just every page was a different reason why I should go to prom with him with like pictures. So one of them was like, there's going to be food and we get a lot of food together. And like we can see each other dressed up nice because we haven't like had anything where we could like go and get all
Yeah.
fancy for like any reason.
Yeah.
So it's just like, here's a bunch of reasons why you should go to prom. He said Taylor Swift said that we should go to prom together. So it was like, that's a good enough reason for me.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
I like
it's
that.
the promposal is all about being big. You don't go low key with the promposal.
You can. I mean, it just depends on the person. Like he was like, told him a few months ago, I was like, I still want a promposal. And he's like, do I have to do like a public one? I'm like, no, I'm not a huge fan of like all that attention, especially
Yeah.
just from a bunch of people I don't know. I'm like,
Right.
that's weird. Some people really like that. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you can keep it low key, but like you still have to like ask me, and like there has to be some sort of gesture to it.
Yeah.
I
But
like
this
that.
is like required, yeah? Pretty much across the board, if you're not getting a promposal that's this big thing, then it's what? Is it like disrespect?
I mean,
Your boy sucks?
kind of.
Okay.
Like I feel like if he's not like doing a little something, like Nick's wasn't huge and extravagant, but like it was great for me. So it's like if you're not doing anything,
Yeah. It's
that's
just,
like a red flag.
Yeah, it's
Because
just-
why aren't you doing anything?
it's to show that you care.
To show that you care, because
Yeah.
I know girls go out of their way to do stuff for their boyfriends all the time. So it's like
True.
the least you could do is give me a promposal. And if you can't even do that, like flowers are $6 at Trader Joe's. Get it together.
Are promposals only between people who are already in relationships, or is it done with people who are not in relationships also?
No, it can be done with people who are in relationships because a lot of times kids will use it as the vehicle to like get the relationship started. It's like, hey, I've had a crush on you for a long time.
Aw,
Want to go to prom with me? I have a
And-
friend who is in a similar situation.
that's
So
cute.
it's like prom. It's like the perfect opportunity because it's like
Well, yeah.
it's nicer than homecoming,
yeah.
and
Everyone shits on
it's like more
homecoming.
serious. Like
Yeah.
prom is like it's the event. It's the rite of passage.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to lead up to it with like this grandeur.
Yeah.
It's very important.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Makes sense. Some things
like
don't
that.
change. Same as when we were, I get it. Okay, cool. Lily, thanks so much for being here.
Of course.
Can you hang around for a no class pick?
Obviously.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, when we come back, it is that time. Your no class picks of the week with a guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.